What is this? Low-key genuine desire versus obligated compliance is the ultimate hard red pill to swallow. It is. I agree. I don't want obligated compliance. I don't want you to feel, I don't want any woman to feel like like, because you might as well be in a transactional relationship. I want validational sex. People like laugh at me, or they think that like I'm being like facetious or whatever when I say this, but like there was a time, like a lot of guys will do this. They'll have quotas, like my wife better fuck me 4 times a week or that's a sexless marriage and I'm out of here, right? I used to think that way too. Like back in the early days, like the first couple of years of my marriage, I was like, man, we fuck so much more when we were single. I'm like, but then I thought about it and I go, I don't want to have sex with my wife if she's not 100% into it. I would much rather have sex with my wife twice a week and she's just like tearing my clothes up because she wants to so bad, than to have sex with her like 4 or 5 times a week. And it's just kind of like, got laundry to do. Can we get this over with? Like I would starfish sex. I would much rather have, good sex once a week and a good hummer, a good blow that's enthusiastic and she really wants to, than having to have like this obligated sex. And so at one point I was like, and I've told guys this too, because they go through the same thing. I'm like, don't make it a quota. Make it about her. Make it about her intensity. So if you think you're in a sexless marriage, it's not because of the frequency. It's because of the intensity isn't there. It's because the actual desire is not there. If there's genuine desire for your wife to, you're probably quite a bit, right? When you're single and you're sort of in that, like that, you just met each other and you for like the first 3 months and you just can't, you like, it's marathon sex, right? Anywhere and everywhere. Awesome. Right. But then after a while, it's kind of like you get comfortable. Familiarity breeds contempt, right? You take it easy and it's like, I get sex whenever I want to, blah, blah. And then it becomes more about obligation than it does about genuine desire. I hate that. I do everything in my power to avoid that. So how do you do that? Well, dread is one good way to do that. Competition anxiety, urgency. You want urgency. Knowing what your woman's wife or otherwise, what her triggers are, what her pain points are. And I say that in the nicest possible way. I don't mean actual pain points, but what really motivates her to arousal, a cue. In fact, go watch Troy Francis and Tiffany's new videos. They'll get to that point for you. But I'm more about intensity and than I am about frequency, right? Sometimes frequency is intensity, right? But I would much rather have a great fucking sexual experience with my wife or my girl, whatever, once or twice a week than to have it be just sort of lackluster, kind of like, okay, are you done yet? That kind of sex. Let's see. What do you got here? Okay, I'm about to close this out. However, for most men, having women that has genuine desire is a luxury. So most will have to choose obligated compliance for it. Yeah, well, and the reason for that is because most guys are the 80%ers. They have to take what they can get. They're sexual beggars, more like beggars, but they're the guys who will do. And I've done videos. I've got several essays. It's actually in where is it? It's in a Player's Handbook. The difference between validational sex and transactional sex. Transactional sex is an obligation. Validational sex is I can't wait to fuck you. What was it? Eddie Murphy in Eddie Murphy Raw back in the 80s. Like, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a woman say, "Make love to me, Eddie," or "The shit out of me, Eddie"? Like that's the difference between those two. Right? It's the I'm going to tear your clothes off and you are so hot. I want to fuck you right now. In the Uber. I want to have, I don't care where we are, bright in public. Let's go. I break rules for alphas and make rules for betas. And I ain't making any rules for you. You are 100% confirmed. Your value right here. No doubt about it. So much so that I will break rules to do that. And not because I'm trying to satisfy her, because she genuinely wants to have that experience with you. That's what I want. Validational, genuine, burning desire. Lust. I want you to lust after me as my sexual focus, wife, whatever. and before that, right? Because that's the only, like, why else are you doing? You're wasting each other's time if that's not the case. If that's not how, if you're not that into it, if you're not a ride or die girl, and this, again, this is motivated. This is for women, right?